Alrighty, here we are today. Merry Christmas, everyone. We've been prototyping our new Hario coffee maker, so I thought we'd show you some of the tips that we've learned. First thing is this is the butane that you need to purchase. You can purchase from Canadian Tire, Cabela's, or different areas. It has a little special top on it, little nipple right there. What you do is you take the extra burner you got, you flip it over, be sure that it's level, take the tip of this and push it in, and you'll hear a hissing going, and you hear the hissing going. It will take about 30 seconds, and then you will start seeing liquid coming out of the top. Once the liquid comes out of the top, the unit is full, you flip it over, and now you let it stand for a couple of minutes while the fluid equilibrates. Alrighty, next thing we want to do here, just for the speed here, what I've done is I've actually taken some warm water, and I'm going to fill up the glass container. I'm just using warm water because it's a little bit quicker to boil everything. So fill it up to just below the 5-cup mark, and then we will stop that. Once we have that full, now what you need to do with your burner is there's a little red button. You push the red button, in, turn it to the left, you'll hear the gas running, click it, and the flame is on. At the start, I like to turn it to about the middle flame, and it really gets going quite well. While this is happening, now what I want to do is I actually want to get the filter figured out. So this is a key trick. Let the chain run through, grab the chain, pull it down until that hook is on the glass. Be sure the filter is nice and tight. Now, lower this in, but while this water is boiling, be sure that there's an air gap at the top to let the water come out and we don't get a suction system. So while we're waiting for that, they say to put in 2 to 3 scoops with the scooper in the top. And so we're going to try that, putting a little scooper in the top. And this is all going to take probably takes about 3-4 minutes for the water to boil. So once we put the 3 scoops, we will then come back and show you what happens next. Okay, now it's been boiling about 3 minutes, or we've been running about 3 minutes, and it's just going to start to boil. So now I'm going to start to turn the flame down to manage the boil. While I do this, I'm now going to let that rubber gasket seal. You don't push very hard, and what we want to do is we want the boiling to start, and all of a sudden the magic will begin. And here comes the magic. It looks like the water starting to go up the funnel, and as soon as it starts to go up, as you can see, I am now going to turn down the heat because you do not want the water to be boiling too crazy up top. So I've turned this down just above the off, and so it's going to really slow it down going up, but as you can see, it is going up here. The key thing is what we learned the hard way is that if you keep the flame on high, it boils right out of the top. So I don't think we want to make that mistake twice. So as you can see, it's come up, and now I'm going to actually lower it a little bit more, just so that there's always a little bit of water in the bottom. And you can see now it's not quite boiling at the top. So take the thing, they say to stir it 10 times. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we've stirred it 10 times. Now what you're going to do is you're going to keep the flame on for about a couple of minutes. We're going to keep it very low. We want it warm enough that the fluid stays up, but we don't want it boiling at the top. So to keep it just almost at the off stage. We'll come back in another minute and a half. Okay, it has now been boiling, not boiling, staying in the top beaker just below boiling for about 1 minute and 45 seconds. It's suggested that you stir it about 4 or 5 times. So we've stirred it maybe a few more times than 4 or 5. Pull the beaker out, or the stir stick out. Now we're going to turn the flame off. You can leave the flame underneath. I'm just going to pull the flame out of the way. And now the top is going to start to cool, and as it starts to cool, physics will take over and it will start to lower down. Okay, and here it goes. It started to cool off. That took only about 10 or 15 seconds, and now it's starting to drain down. And I'm just making between 3 and 4 cups. They are small cups, and so probably take about a minute to drain. And you can see we're about halfway there. The flame is off, and what should happen is all the coffee grounds should stay nicely in the top, like they are doing here. And it will come and run out. And you should ideally have a little bit of a crown in the middle. This is sort of a crown. Still need a little bit more practice to stir it a little bit better. We got a little bit of bubbling here, and that's only just because of the air is trying to get out. So what we want to do now is, this is why you don't want to push it down too hard, is this thing is quite good of heat friction. You pull it out, put that over here. And now what you do is you leave the beaker on the stand, take your cup of coffee, and pour it in there. Hopefully this was helpful. Merry Christmas, everyone.